Welcome back to another video to how to turn yourself into a cartoon. I'm gonna walk you through the whole process of how to get it done. It seems complicated, but it's not. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. I've done this video multiple times on this channel, so I feel like I know what I'm doing. Throughout this activity, I will show you every step you need to know, starting from how to import your image into Procreate, how to sketch, outline, adding colors, shadows, highlights, all of that stuff. So if you're ready, turn your stuff on, let's get right, and let's begin. First thing you want to do is create a canvas that's 10 by 10. You don't have to use 10 by 10, but that's the one I prefer to use because it works best for like social media platforms, gaming tags, all these things. So 10 by 10, sweet spot. If you find something else that works for you, sure, go ahead and do that, but 10 by 10 for this particular tutorial. All right, so once you have your canvas set, you want to import an image from your gallery to Procreate. So how you'll do this, you'll open Procreate and your gallery at the same time. In the demonstration, the video, I show you exactly how to do that, but once you figure it out, you'll drag your image into Procreate from your gallery, and that's how you get your image in there. Next thing we want to do is crop out our face. So how we do this, we want to hit the selection tool, drag a rectangle across your face, and then you want to copy and paste, and it'll create a new layer for you. It shows you in the demonstration below, but that's the steps. And I also put a key at the left side of the screen so you can kind of follow that process. If you have questions, of course, leave a comment below and I'll help you out for sure, but that's the process. It's not that hard, just gotta keep doing it and build a habit around it. All right, so now we're getting into our sketch phase. So the first thing we have to do is turn the opacity down on our portrait so it's not as saturated when you're trying to sketch over it. So that's what we're doing, essentially tracing our illustration or our face to create an illustration. So once you do that, you'll develop a new layer on top. So you have your top layer, which is your new sketch layer, and your bottom layer, which is your light photo layer. That's simple. All right, so I know that Procreate has thousands of brushes that you can make or buy online, but for this process, we're only using 2 brushes. We're using our 6B pencil and our Studio Sketch brush. That's it. Trying to keep this as simple as possible for you guys so you don't have to worry about what brush do I have to use here? How do I change the shapes here? Like, nah, we're using 2 brushes. That's it, 2. And the first one we're using is a 6B sketch pencil. Keep in mind, even though it's just a sketch, you still want to be like intentional about where you're putting your lines. Yeah, I know you're just sketching and drawing loosely, but it's kind of starting the foundation of where your outlines will land. So yeah, you don't have to be too strict with the lines, but just make sure that you are intentional about where you're drawing your sketch lines. That's it. All right, for this step, it's the same as what we did with our portrait layer and our sketch layer. Now we're kind of like getting rid of the portrait layer, not worrying about that so much, and focusing on the sketch layer to make our outline layer. Just drop the opacity down to 25–40%, enough that you can see the sketch layer, and begin tracing over your work with your outline brush, which is the Studio pen brush. That's it. All right, well, this is important, and I want you guys to understand that you cannot rush this process, especially with the outline layers, because this is the foundation of your illustration. If you treat it as a sketch like you did last layer, it's gonna show, and it's not gonna show clean craftsmanship, and it's gonna affect you later on in the process. So don't rush this, take your time, play with the settings a little bit to make sure that it's within your liking, but this is very pivotal in the end result of your illustration, so be mindful of that. All right, well, this step can get quite difficult, so I'm gonna try to explain the best way I can. So we're gonna create a reference layer. So the outline layer that we just finished, we're gonna go into the settings and create a reference layer. What a reference layer does, it creates an implied container around your outline. So I'm gonna kind of use a burger analogy for this to work. Your reference layer is your bun, it's the top piece. Your color layer is your bottom bun. There's two layers, top and bottom. So anything that we do to our color layer, our reference layer is going to affect it in a way. Trust me, it's gonna make sense once you start working through the process. One important thing you need to know is that when you're working your reference layer, make sure that all the lines are connecting and there's no gaps, because if you do, color is going to spill into sections of your artwork that you don't want to. So make sure those things are closed off and you have to worry about that. So just going back and making sure there's quality assurance in your lines, and you should be good. There should be no issues. All right, so this is where things start to apply. We're actually applying things and making it work. So now you would take your colors and drag it to the color layer, not the reference layer. Remember, that reference layer is your container. It's already implied when you apply the reference. So when you drag color, make sure it's on the color layer and your color layer is below your reference layer. That's it. You got your top bun and your bottom bun. We're working with our bottom bun. Put the colors in the bottom bun, which is the color layer. I can't emphasize that enough. If you don't do it, it's not gonna work out. It's gonna work against you, not for you. Just remember that. All right, so now we have our two layers. We have our reference layer, and we have our color layer. Now we're gonna put a layer between that. Now we're putting our burger between our burger buns. So you have your reference layer, which is your top bun, your shadows, which is your middle, your burger, and then your bottom bun is your color. That's it. Leave them in that order and it will work out. So make sure in your shadow layer, you change the blend mode to multiply. That's the blend mode you're gonna use. And you turn the opacity down to 30%. You can use two colors. You can use black, or you can use like a dark blue, dark purple, whatever those two dark colors. Those work best in these scenarios. You can experiment and try your own thing, but this is what works best for me. Hopefully it works best for you if you give it a try. Also, I want you guys to know that this stuff takes practice. It's not something you'll learn overnight. It's not gonna happen the first time. You're gonna have to experiment. So if you have any questions and you feel confused, stuck, you don't understand anything, leave a comment below. I pride myself off of answering questions that I may know, and if I don't, I'll do the research and get back to you. But I want this to be an open forum, an open community. So please, if you don't mind leaving comments below if you're confused, don't be stuck by yourself, because it's never gonna work if you're alone, if you don't know. So yeah, feel free to comment below and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. And boom, there you have it. That's it. You've done it. You've created an illustration from a portrait in Procreate. But if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I mean, I appreciate all the effort that you guys put into watching this video, and you know, by me developing it and helping you guys get to a comfortable space in this process, I mean, it takes a little bit of time, so I would appreciate the like. If you haven't subscribed already, do that. I mean, it's free, it don't cost you nothing. Share it with your friends, show people what you've created, and hopefully they'll be encouraged and inspired to do the same thing, and hopefully watch one of the videos, especially this one. Next time, tune in, we'll have more videos, more content. I love you guys for sure, all my supporters. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.